Hey YouTubers, it's Leona Layla, and these are the three biggest mistakes that I see new dancers make. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe below because I release new content every week. So, the first mistake that I see new dancers making is putting more emphasis on pole tricks than stage presence. So, when you're a new dancer, obviously you probably don't know any pole tricks or very few. And a lot of girls think that they have to go to months and months of classes to learn how to do pole tricks in order to even pass the audition process. And that is so not true because a lot of managers know that there are girls from varying levels that are coming into the club. Some girls may have a lot of experience, some girls have very little, and they understand that. But to think that you have to be a great pole performer to even work in a strip club is crazy. And actually, there are girls who will learn how to do pole tricks, but they still won't get hired because of their lack of stage presence. What is stage presence? When you're on stage, the sensuality of your movements, your entire demeanor as a dancer makes a difference. So even though you may not know a lot of pole tricks or you may just know how to move to the rhythm of the music, that's actually better than knowing pole tricks and not having any stage presence. So you have to understand you're going to be on a stage where people are going to want to tip you. And how do you get them to tip you? Well, you have to interact with them. You can't interact with everybody one on one, but what you have to do is you have to have enough sensuality to draw them into wanting to tip you. And that includes eye contact, that includes sensual movements, that includes good transitions. And if you spend a lot of your time focusing so much on pole tricks and less about stage presence, I guarantee that that will not serve you in the long run. And pole tricks are great, but there's some clubs that I've worked at that didn't even have poles. So what do you do then? Your stage presence is paramount. Another mistake that I see girls making is setting unrealistic expectations. Ladies, if you're new, please do not let the Instagram photos or Facebook posts of girls with shoe boxes and bags full of money and just thousands and thousands of dollars make you think that you're going to make that amount of money every single night, or that even dancers in general make that much every single night. You have no idea how long it may have taken somebody to accumulate that money. And there are always the exceptions, right? Everybody is entitled to have a good day every once in a while, or even at least once or twice a week. However, that may not always be the case, and I hate for girls to come in thinking that, oh, it's just going to rain money on me as soon as I get hired. And then they end up getting frustrated because they realize, well, that's not necessarily the case because you really have no idea of who is going to come into the club on any given night. You have no idea if they're going to spend money on you. And it all depends on a multitude of factors. So, how good is your hustle? How good is your conversation? Are you even having a good attitude that day? Realistically, you want to set a goal for yourself, especially if you're new, at around the $100 to $500 range, depending on where you live. So if you live in smaller towns with not as much money flowing through the local economy versus a larger city like Atlanta or New York or Los Angeles, your money expectations should be in accordance with that. So even if you're in a larger city, you don't want to think that, oh, well, I'm going to make more money just because this is a larger club in a larger city. Sometimes that's even less the case because there's also a lot more competition. So make sure that when you go to the club, you do not set yourself up for failure by thinking that, one, I'm going to make a lot of money, and then two, if I don't make a lot of money, there must be something wrong with me. This must not be for me. The third mistake I see girls make all the time is underestimating the importance of confidence. If you are not a confident person, this industry will eat you alive. And there is only so much credibility that you can give to the fake it till you make it mantra. You have to have a level of confidence that can weather rejection, whether that's rejection from not getting hired at a club, rejections from customers, rejections from people not tipping you on stage. You have to have a level of confidence that will allow you to approach strangers and basically ask them, to give you money. I mean, that takes a certain level of confidence. If you've never had a sales job before, if you are not naturally a extroverted person, that may be a little hard for you. And the thing is, you don't have to be the most confident person, but you definitely have to have confidence. And especially when you're in a competitive environment where you may think that you look really good until you get around other women who look really good. And then all of a sudden, your confidence starts waning. You can't let that affect you. Even if you are one of the baddest looking girls in the club, you still have to have confidence, because I've seen it more than once where there will be a girl working in a club where I'm working at, and she really has no idea actually how pretty she is, and she has an attitude that doesn't match the way that she looks. Vice versa, there are girls who make money that some people might say, oh, they're just kind of average looking. Well, confidence is the factor that makes a difference between those two scenarios, and makes a huge difference in whether or not you will make the kind of money that you want to make. Sometimes just having a confident attitude about pushing through the shift and making sure that you talk to as many people as possible and you really try to hustle, that takes a certain amount of confidence that just can't be faked. So always make sure that you really assess your level of confidence before you start dancing.